Across the vast and intricate tapestry of human history, woven from triumphs and tragedies, empires and epics, a single golden thread connects every one of us. It is a story that predates written language, transcends culture, and defines our very essence as a species. It is the story of our endless quest for healing. Since the dawn of our species, from the moment our earliest ancestors first walked the earth, we have been locked in a constant struggle. We have faced the universal and often brutal realities of existence. The sudden raging fever, the bone fractured in a hunt, the wound that refuses to close. We have confronted illness, injury, and the profound, inescapable fragility of life itself. This shared vulnerability has driven a relentless, desperate search for ways to mend our bodies and soothe our minds. This is not just a tale of science. It is a profound human story, etched in our collective DNA. It's a journey that began with our earliest ancestors who, armed with little more than intuition and necessity, looked to the world around them for answers. They were the first observers, watching which plants sick animals sought out. They saw the moon wax and wane, the seasons turn, and learned the rhythms of nature. They experimented, cautiously tasting a leaf, crushing a root. Through a painstaking process of trial and error, they built a library of wisdom, a precious inheritance passed down through generations, whispered around campfires and encoded in ritual. And this journey has taken countless, vibrant forms across every corner of the globe. From the dense jungles of the Amazon, where shamans unlocked the secrets of the forest pharmacy, to the fertile banks of the Nile and the winding rivers of ancient China, where complex systems of medicine evolved. In each of these places, a unique understanding of health took root. People discovered the astonishing healing properties of plants. Leaves that could soothe a fever, roots that could ease pain, barks that could mend a wound. This was humanity's first pharmacopoeia, written not on paper, but in the living landscape itself. But the quest for healing has never been limited to physical remedies alone. Our ancestors understood something profound that we are only now beginning to fully appreciate, that the mind, body, and spirit are inextricably linked. They knew that fear could sicken and hope could heal. From the rhythmic chants of a shaman designed to restore spiritual balance, to the quiet meditation of a monk seeking inner peace. These practices have always been intertwined with the art of healing. These rituals were not mere superstition. They provided comfort, community, and a vital sense of control in the face of suffering. They addressed the deep-seated anxieties that accompany illness, acknowledging a fundamental truth. To truly heal a person, you must care for more than just their physical symptoms. You must tend to the soul. Today we stand at a remarkable crossroads in this epic history. We live in an age of breathtaking scientific advancement, with technologies and treatments our ancestors could never have imagined. And yet, for all our progress, a sense of disconnection grows, and we are beginning to look back. We are rediscovering the profound, holistic wisdom of the past, not as folklore, but as a vital resource. Modern science is now beginning to validate what ancient cultures knew intuitively, that certain plants hold powerful medicinal compounds, that meditation can reshape the brain. This documentary, The Secrets of Ancient Medicine, Healing Through the Ages, embarks on this journey of rediscovery. We will travel back in time and across the globe, from ancient Egypt to the Amazon rainforest, to uncover the forgotten knowledge, explore the enduring traditions, and reveal the timeless, untold story of our endless quest to heal. Long before the gleaming steel of a modern hospital, the world's first pharmacies were the forests, fields, and deserts. Our ancestors were humanity's original botanists and chemists. In ancient Egypt, medical texts written on papyrus scrolls, such as the famous Ebers papyrus, documented hundreds of remedies. These included concoctions made from honey, willow bark. Traditional Chinese medicine developed a complex view of the body. Practitioners saw the body as a miniature universe governed by the flow of qi. Illness was an imbalance of yin and yang. To restore balance, they developed acupuncture, fine needles in specific points to unblock qi and restore health. In India, Ayurveda emerged, the science of life. Health depends on balance between the mind, body, and spirit. It is personalized around a person's dosha. Treatments combine specific diets, herbal compounds, yoga, and meditation. A global heritage of healing. Indigenous Amazon healers using thousands of plant species, traditional African healers mixing herbs with spiritual guidance. Every culture has contributed to this rich library of human knowledge. These traditions show a different relationship with nature. They are whispers from our past, reminding us many paths to healing exist, waiting to be rediscovered. As civilizations grew, the age-old reliance on spirits and humors began to yield to a powerful new force, the scientific method. A new way of thinking took hold, rooted in rigorous observation, experimentation, and an insatiable desire to understand the intricate mechanics of the human body. The question was no longer just we get sick, but the body worked. This quest led pioneers into forbidden territory. Early Renaissance anatomists, defying powerful social taboos, began to dissect the human form. Figures like Andreas Vesalius meticulously mapped the body's interior, bones, muscles, organs. His breathtakingly detailed drawings, spread by the printing press, corrected centuries of error and laid the groundwork for a revolution in understanding, transforming medicine into a science of structure. The 19th century brought another seismic shift. The miasma theory of bad air was demolished by Louis Pasteur and Robert Koch. Their germ theory proved that invisible organisms were the true culprits, revealing a hidden microscopic world. This breakthrough led directly to one of medicine's greatest triumphs, vaccination. Edward Jenner's work with cowpox to prevent smallpox showed the immune system could be taught to defend itself. For the first time, diseases that had wiped out populations could be tamed and even eradicated, a monumental shift in the relationship between humanity and disease. Then, in the 20th century, a chance observation by Alexander Fleming ushered in the age of penicillin. Thanks to the later work of Florey and Chain to mass-produce it, infections once fatal became treatable with a simple course of pills. In parallel, surgery evolved from a brutal ordeal into a precise life-saving science. The twin revolutions of anesthesia to conquer pain and antiseptics, pioneered by Joseph Lister to prevent infection, allowed doctors to repair the body in ways previously unimaginable. The pace only accelerated. Advanced, non-invasive imaging gave us windows into the living body. The discovery of DNA's double helix unlocked our genetic code, leading to pharmaceuticals targeting specific molecular pathways. The results: longer lifespans and treatments for conditions once incurable. Modern science is a story of human curiosity and intellect, a relentless collective drive to peel back reality and harness its laws for our health. It is an endeavor that has profoundly reshaped the human experience in less than 2 centuries, turning mystery into understanding. The story of bridging ancient wisdom and modern science often begins in the most humble of places. It begins with a plant that has grown alongside humanity for millennia, the willow tree. For thousands of years, healers from ancient Egypt, healers from Greece, healers from Native American tribes, they would prescribe chewing on its bark or brewing it into a tea to relieve fevers, to relieve aches, to relieve inflammation. In 1828, a German pharmacist named Johann Buchner successfully isolated the active compound from willow bark. He named it salicin, after the willow's Latin name, salix. In 1897, a chemist at the German company Bayer, Felix Hoffmann, synthesized a modified, more tolerable version of the molecule, acetylsalicylic acid. The company named this new drug aspirin. It would go on to become one of the most widely used medicines in the world. One dramatic success story, the rosy periwinkle, a delicate flower native to Madagascar. Instead, they discovered compounds that stop cancer cells from dividing. That led to 2 chemotherapy drugs, vincristine, vinblastine. Another example, the Pacific yew tree. A National Cancer Institute screening found a substance in its bark, the compound paxlotaxel, later marketed as Taxol. Digoxin came from the foxglove plant. Quinine came from cinchona bark. The autumn crocus gave us colchicine. The list goes on. Modern science is beginning to investigate ancient concepts of the body's energetic pathways. searching for a biological basis for acupuncture. fMRI studies show specific points can activate or deactivate brain areas. Example: a leg point used for eye problems affects the visual cortex. Stimulating pain relief points can trigger the body's natural painkillers, endorphins, and enkephalins. Hospitals and clinics worldwide now offer acupuncture alongside conventional treatments. Science is drawing a new map that overlaps the ancient one. One of the greatest triumphs of modern medicine is now facing its greatest existential threat. We are on the precipice of a post-antibiotic era, where common infections could once again become life-threatening. The problem is called antibiotic resistance. It's natural selection on an accelerated timeline. Bacteria, like all living things, evolve to survive. These survivors then multiply, passing on their resistant genes, sometimes sharing them directly with other bacteria. The widespread and often indiscriminate use of these drugs in both human medicine and industrial agriculture has created a perfect storm, a global incubator for breeding superbugs. This modern crisis is forcing an unlikely, yet essential alliance. The worlds of ancient wisdom and cutting-edge science are being compelled to collaborate more urgently than ever. With the pipeline for new synthetic antibiotics running dry, researchers are turning to nature's own pharmacy, searching for forgotten remedies and novel molecules that can bypass the defenses of modern superbugs. At the same time, as modern medicine becomes ever more specialized and technology-driven, a growing number of people are, seeking a different, more personal approach to their health, feeling disconnected from a system that can sometimes feel impersonal. On one side, proponents argue these practices offer safe, effective, and often gentler ways to promote health, championing a holistic view. On the other side, many in the scientific and medical communities express serious, well-founded concerns, pointing to a lack of rigorous clinical trials and the potential for harm when unproven treatments are chosen over evidence-based medicine. The primary concern is patient safety. Unlike prescription drugs, which undergo years of stringent testing, the world of herbal supplements is often poorly regulated. Herbal supplements may be contaminated in some cases or contain inconsistent dosages, or interact dangerously with prescription medications like St. John's wort, which can interfere with everything from birth control pills to life-saving heart medications. The goal, therefore, should not be a battle between conventional and alternative medicine. The real objective is to build a single, evidence-based system of integrative medicine, which evaluates all therapies based on the quality of evidence for their safety and effectiveness, using the best of both worlds for the patient. But even as we begin to appreciate their value, the ancient healing traditions that have so much to offer modern science are themselves in grave danger. This knowledge is not written in books. It is woven into culture and a deep connection to the land. It is primarily an oral tradition, a living library passed down directly from master to apprentice. Every time an elder dies without passing on their knowledge, it's as if a library has burned down. This loss is being accelerated by the rapid pace of globalization and environmental destruction, which eradicates the very plants that form their pharmacopoeia. In response to this crisis, a dedicated group of ethnobotanists, anthropologists, and conservationists are engaged in a race against time, working to document this knowledge respectfully and ethically. This is crucial to avoid biopiracy, where knowledge is taken without consent or compensation. Each remedy that is documented could be the starting point for the next aspirin or the next anti-cancer drug. It is a race to save the whispers of the past before they fade into complete and permanent silence. As we stand at this crossroads between ancient healing traditions and modern scientific marvels, the greatest challenge and the greatest opportunity is integration. The future of medicine does not lie in choosing one path over the other, but in building a new, more comprehensive model of healthcare that wisely combines the strengths of both. The precision of science with the holistic perspective of tradition. This is the vision of integrative medicine. It is a patient-centered approach that considers the whole person: body, mind, spirit, community. In practice, this could mean a cancer patient receiving not only chemotherapy, but also acupuncture to manage nausea and mindfulness training to cope with anxiety. It's about expanding the toolkit, not limiting it. For millennia, our ancestors looked to the natural world. Then came the dawn of science. Today we are beginning to realize we do not have to choose between the wisdom of the leaf and the power of the laboratory. We can and must have both. The path forward is synthesis. Holistic, patient-centered wisdom united with precise, evidence-led science. This continuing story of healing is, in its deepest sense, the story of humanity. A tale of resilience, of relentless curiosity, and our profound fundamental desire to care for one another. From ancient remedies to modern breakthroughs, the story of healing continues, always evolving, always seeking. Subscribe to Kendu Global Files for more 20-minute documentaries that uncover the secrets of our past and our future.